Hello and good day to Dr. Koshi and our fellow EMG4301 classmates. Today, we are from Group 5, would like to present and share a little bit of knowledge that we got about ecological fiscal transfer and ecosystem services. Hope you guys enjoy and ready to earn this amazing information. Our group consists of 7 members, starting with Nazira Atina, Nur Shafika Almira, Nur Akmarina, Nur Izzah, Clarissa Ordin, Nur Ain Shafika Maisara, and Nur Zahira Nadia. Now, let's jump to the core part of the presentation. What is actually ecological fiscal transfer? EFT allocate intergovernmental fiscal transfers and revenue sharing programs in accordance with ecological indicators like protected areas or watershed management areas. As a result, these protected areas start to bring in money for the recipient governments. EFT were created as a way to pay back municipalities. EFT are now frequently used as a tool for motivating grassroots conservation activities. EFT programs are already in place in Portugal and at the national level in Brazil. EFT has two objectives in mind. On the one hand, EFT help make environment protection more acceptable by compensating communities for lost tax revenue and other potential costs of protected areas. As a source of revenue, protected areas, on the other hand, encourage decentralized conservation activities. Moving on to the next part is, what is ecosystem services? It is described as the direct and indirect benefits that ecosystem provide to people's quality of life and survival. Provisioning, regulating, cultural, and supporting services are the four different categories of ecosystem services. How to deal with it, the types, and the application will be explained by my members before.
So today I'll be talking about how does the ecosystem services works. Ecosystem services make human life possible by, for example, providing nutritious food and clean water, regulating disease and climate, supporting the pollination of crops and soil formation, and providing recreational, cultural, and spiritual benefits. There are four types of ecosystem services. The first one is provisioning, which the materials benefit people can get from the ecosystem. As an example, food, water, and fiber. The next one is regulating services, the benefits obtained from the regulation of ecosystem processes, such as regulating of air quality. The third one is cultural and amenity services, which is the non-material benefit that people gain from the ecosystem, such as engineering inspiration. And lastly, the habitat and supporting services that necessary for the production of all other ecosystem services, such as providing plant and animal with living spaces.
Next is application of ecosystem services, or ES. The interest of policymakers in the concept of ecosystem services arose when it was clear that the global target to prevent the loss of biodiversity by 2010 has not been met. Thus, it was first applied for strengthening nature conservation policy in frame of the Convention on Biological Diversity and the EU Biodiversity Strategy 2020. ES mapping and assessment results can support sustainable management of natural resources to be applied in development of nature-based solutions. For example, biodiversity strategy, water policy, climate policy, forest strategy, agricultural policy, and regional policy. Now, let's look into detail of the application of ES. Through biodiversity strategy, we can achieve no net loss and supporting the 50% target. On water policy is to have good ecological status matters, while on climate policy, we can support action in climate adaptation. While in forest strategy, we can focus on strategy to promote a coherent and holistic approach for forest management. While true agricultural policy is to support sustainable agriculture through ecological intensification. And last but not least, through regional policy, we can enhance jobs and growth by investing in green infrastructure.
The ecosystem services can be beneficial to humans. The first one is boundless benefits in terms of economic. Understanding nature in economic terms, while not perfect, allow us to put everything into the same comparison unit. Despite nature being such an integral part of human existence, it is sometimes an afterthought in today's economy. Nature and money are often on competing terms, so to make a more level playing field, environmental economists have tried to bridge this gap by placing a monetary value on the benefit nature provides. Ecosystem services help measure the true cost of industrial development. Often, the impact industrial development has on the economy and job creation overshadows the cost it will have on surrounding lakes, forests, keystone species, and so on. Assigning a dollar value to this lake and forest and the ecosystem services they provide helps adjust the cost benefit analysis by evaluating the negative effect development will have on natural environment. The contribution of natural ecosystem to this benefit is often unquantified and unmeasured, but the value of such benefits is gradually becoming more apparent as human populations grow and the demand for natural resources increases.
We can also see ecological fiscal transfer in Malaysia through Budget 2019 and Budget 2021. EFT can be the game-changing solution where this creates strategic opportunity that provide fundamental conditions to incentivize states to perform their mandates in conservation. Neither the state can achieve the environmental SDGs alone. This demands a shared approach in the right mix of fiscal incentives. EFT in Malaysia also work effectively in a sustainable manner. It's been grounded and institutionalized on strong policy and legal instrument, together with public institution with cross-cutting mandate and functions, and influential power across different levels of governance in the country.
Now, we have reached the end of our presentation. Let's just wrap up here. In conclusion, EFT needs to be anchored and institutionalized on strong policy and legal frameworks, as well as a public institution with a cross-cutting mandate and functions and influential power across several levels of the country's administration. On the other hand, while an ecosystem services approach can aid in identifying values and possibly direct management, it does not provide an explanation for how ecosystems work. There is growing evidence that biodiversity plays a critical role in providing various ecological functions. That is all for our group. Thank you.